tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Coming to take me away, haha, they're coming to take me away.
Okay! Hey, Buzzers, welcome back. Your Arrow panel is here after a long, rushing mid-season finale. We are so happy to now have some resolutions, but also talk about the drama. I'm Alikona Bradford at Boys and Beauty 01. Make sure you join this conversation with us tonight by hashtagging ABTVBATV. Now, let's get on to some
ABTV Arrow, dear.
Oh, sorry, just kidding. ABTV Arrow. Look at that. Mid-season finale hiatus, and I'm already slacking on my job. Okay, so moving along to this slightly strange-looking fellow to my left.
Lex Michael, all over social media at the Lex Michael, slowly giving myself whiplash.
And I'm Tauri Miller. You can find me at Tauri J, T-A-U-R-I-J-Y.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter at KiaXet, K-I-A-X-E-T. We're checking the hashtag ABTV Arrow. We're checking the live chat on YouTube. And at the end of the episode, we're going to read some of your iTunes reviews. Also, I just realized I picked the opening song without you ever hearing it.
Oh, it's okay. I've heard this song before.
Oh, good.
Yes.
They're coming
think
to
I
take
have.
me away by Neurotic Fish.
I like your sparkles with the red. It's
Thank
very
you.
Superman-esque with the yellow mic and all that going on. Wrong show. Anyways, going into Arrow. So,
Yes.
you can admire Katie's beautiful makeup. You can leave her comments on Twitter. But today we are actually going to talk about Felicity, so let's do that. Boom. All right. So,
my
Felicity's
heart.
alive.
That part's
Called
good.
it.
Yay.
Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna kill her. We know that. I'm gonna call some people out. Was it Vern? Is Vern or who is being mean right now? Or
Who's being mean?
Vern, I am
Vern.
calling you out. Don't you dare call Felicity out of her name, which you didn't. But I'm just saying, don't you dare talk about Felicity like that. That's my. Anyways, for those of you not a part of that conversation, she is alive. Yay! However, there is a slight situation that maybe possibly she won't walk again.
Like a little a touch
Just
of
a
paralysis.
Tiny, just a touch.
You could say that we saw that coming, like an oracle.
Yes. Well, you know what, though?
That's it. Good night.
Just gonna drop one of these mics and walk off stage.
You know, I was actually reading that they teased at Comic-Con when Season 3 was happening. Season 3, Episode 5 was called, what is it? The Origins of Felicity Smoke?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
someone had said something along the lines of it originally being called Oracle, and they changed it. I don't know if that's true. That's just something that was written. But if that's the case, then we already have our tie-in. But did anybody else... Now, I know that they probably did this strategically, and I don't want to get into predictions, but I mean, in the little preview at the very end, they kept showing Felicity a lot, and I was trying to see if she was standing or if in every single shot she was indeed actually sitting. We never saw a wheelchair.
Yeah, but you don't stick a wheelchair in the back of the limo with them. That
No.
folds up and
I'm
goes
talking
in
about...
The teaser.
the teaser.
Right.
Oh.
That'd be
I don't know.
hysterical, though.
Trying to be in the chair.
She's like crunched into the thing, like.
How do we get the camera in here? Is there a better way to do this?
We get it. She can't walk.
Oh, this is me.
Shoving all these things just so you know it.
Reminding you, yeah.
Oh, man.
I would like to call Elmira Bat in chat. Anyone who can't handle Felicity's continued lifespan needs to calm down. I freaking love you.
Yes.
You're my
Yeah.
favorite person tonight.
I didn't catch it either. I've been more or less trying to avoid spoilers for this season, but certainly, you know, there have been set photos that have leaked, and so I saw pictures of Felicity in a wheelchair at some point, but then I also saw little bits of conversation from people who are making the show where it seems like, because obviously the direct thought, the immediate, what am I saying? The immediate
Oracle?
thought is Oracle.
There's Oracle, yeah.
But I read somewhere somebody talking about, yeah, we get that's what people think we're doing, that's not what we're doing. So I don't know.
They just
Yeah.
like to
Well, if
mind
that's not what
play
they're
with
doing,
us.
they're going to have to specify pretty quickly because parallelism.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, it's inconceivable to me that when they decided to shoot her and then made the comments in this episode about how, well, the damage to her spine is too great, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, obviously, they had to know that one of the most famous comic book stories of all time very specifically
The Killing
included this
Joke.
as a plot
Right.
point, right? And we've talked specifically
We've
about
talked
Killing
about the
Joke on the
Killing
show.
Joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some fun comments after that one, let me tell you.
Excuse me.
So, yeah.
But the show is more apt towards nods than direct
Playing everything out.
Yeah. So I imagine that they're definitely playing heavy towards it, but then it's going to take a heavy right turn. I mean, we do have magical microbes like the ones that saved Ray that
That's
are kind of just
true.
hanging about.
Sure.
But Ray has also exited stage left and is not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, he's on a
so
big fun time travel ensemble show now.
We have a little
Yeah.
bit of gossip about that later on.
Well, just to go back into that for just a small section, though, I really do like. Start that. Rewind. Initially, so Oliver's slightly avoiding going to visit her by saying, I get it, like he needs to get rid of Dark. Like he is so tunnel visioned about, the person that did this to Felicity, I have to end him, I have to end him. And I think everybody else is reminding him, like, hey, why don't you at least go visit Felicity? She's prepping for surgery. Like all these things are such a big deal and he's skipping over. But I think Oliver also a lot of times does not deal with things very well. So
Oh, no.
absence is just
Right.
easier.
Right.
But I did like the whole for better for worse conversation that we got.
That was a
That
great scene.
Is the best emotional beat that Arrow has written all season.
And I would agree. I would argue pretty strongly that this so far has been their strongest season overall.
Yeah.
So being that I agree with you on your point, Katie, that would for me put it pretty high in the running for emotional beats of the entire series.
We'll have to see how they stick the landing, and Moira's death in season 2 basically destroyed me, so that's still but that might have been the context in which I was watching it. And just seeing how this affected Felicity, I am out of it tonight, you guys, so it's going to be just word soup up in here, so everyone knows.
Shoop, Sean.
But seeing how... Bless you, my child. Now let the adults talk.
Ooh. Burn.
And there it goes.
Tara, you have to
just
hold that
seeing-
posture for the rest of the show.
Just seeing how his absence affected Felicity. I mean, she's sitting there saying, no, I understand, he's going after Dark. And then only when he shows up does she voice that bit of insecurity that maybe you don't want me because I'm not whole anymore. And if that's the case, I'm letting you off the hook because we never said our vows. And I think that Oliver didn't even think about that.
Sure.
When he was off, gallivanting off, doing his own thing, and basically staying active to avoid thinking about how epically he failed in saving Felicity. So I think the emotional repercussions of that just absolutely blindsided him because he didn't consider that. He didn't consider her feelings. He couldn't see past his failure. And so seeing all of that come together at once was just like, I'm gonna go collapse and die.
Yeah.
Wake me when they get married.
I will give him credit for his recovery in that scene. I think it was incredibly sweet the way he pulls the ring out, puts it back on her finger, and then says, for better, for worse. I thought that was incredibly tender, and that worked for me. And again, it was one of those moments where it's like we've seen over and over again how rarely Oliver makes the right call in the moment.
Yeah.
That was a very nice moment, I think, for both of them.
And just the comment about the ER nurse took this off your finger. How dare she?
That was really
Yeah.
cute.
Oh!
Yeah.
It was great.
But you know what? I also love that Felicity, no matter what, she is such a trooper. It's like one of the things that
my
Oliver
God,
said,
yes.
how, she's like the strongest one out of all of us. And also the irony in the fact that every single day, those people put on their suits and they go on the street and she's the one who's in the office, for lack of better words. And how ironic is that she's the one that's down and out and the people that are fighting are not. But that's not where I was going with this.
She's
Actually,
the backbone of the team.
She really
really is.
But what I was gonna say is, even in her weakest moment, when they're having
God,
that
I just
conversation,
realized.
Yeah. I was like, we're moving on. Good. Let's not even
Let
touch on that.
go.
no, I was trying to finish
The
my
thing is, I've
thoughts.
said that more than once about her.
The backbone
oh my God.
thing.
Oh, No, that's just me.
It was also it was unintentional because I've said that exact phrase about her before.
Yeah, I thought
I'm gonna have to find a new one.
I thought we were all just gonna whistle past that.
Over my head. Okay.
Oh,
No, I'm sorry. You were saying.
I was just gonna say, even because as a girl, she could have taken the moment and been selfish. How Oliver was so quick to say, you know, I want to go to Bali. Will you go with me? I'll go with you anywhere. I'm like, ah. But she goes right back to the thing that she knows is important to him. Is dark in Bali? No? Okay, well, we have some unfinished business to do. Mm-hmm. You know, like the selfish thing would have been like, okay, let's get away from all of this. Like, I've been through enough. I'm paralyzed. Like, let's go. And instead, she's backing her man up. But I like that.
because Oliver's like, I got a couple weeks, kind of. Let's go to Bali. Let's do this. And Felicity's like, no, we got a job.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the vacation days for this. We got a job.
And it shows how much she knows him, and that like they tried the whole docile couple thing, and it's not who he is.
Right.
And I feel like she knows that the only way that he's ever going to be able to rest and feel like he can move on is if he takes Dark down and like makes what's happened to her mean something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot for a few moments that Mama Smoke didn't know what was going on. I feel like she's the only one at this point that doesn't know, because when they were in the hospital and the flowers arrive and Felicity's like, well, yeah, Oliver's out flowers,
Yeah.
searching for those flowers. It's more important. And poor Mom is just like, huh? Okay. But we did have the reveal to Laurel that Detective Lance and Mama Smoke have a thing going on. And I will say, when I was watching it, and Laurel was so calm and cool and collected and like, just want you to be happy, Dad. I was like, oh, okay.
You guys have come a long way.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I feel like at this point everyone has bigger priorities than, oh my God, you're dating her. Like, okay, breathe.
Yeah. That.
I'm not the only one who's just tonight, am I?
No. It's an odd evening.
Welcome back, everyone. Did you miss us? We need a new hashtag. We had Magic Nazi Corn last time.
Oh, Magic Nazi Corn will never die.
It's true. That's what
Someone
makes it
photoshopped
magic.
us. Remind me who you are. Someone photoshopped us a cereal box, and it was probably the best thing I've seen all hiatus.
Was amazing. I'm gonna have to dig back through my notifications and find that. There were actually a couple, like over the break, a couple of really wonderful memes that were thrown at us based on the Magic Nazi Corn hashtag. More, guys, more of that. Like,
please.
all of that stuff's
We
wonderful.
love it.
I was going to say, no, I just wanted to tag up on, I believe, Tauri, what you were saying too, and Katie, what you were saying earlier about like all these guys go out, and I think everybody was talking about this. It's a weird night.
Yeah.
We were all talking about how, Felicity is the one who stays at HQ. She's like the dispatcher, if you will, where everybody else is out there in the field with the weapons, getting punched in the face, punching evil in the face in return. But I did like the moment of her telling Oliver, no, like, we can't go off to Bali. We do have a job to do, and because it reinforces the fact that no, you don't have to be the one in the armor getting punched in the throat night after night to be a hero. And I really like every time they reinforce that Felicity is as strong as she is and is just as heroic as everybody else on the team. I think it really speaks volumes as to why we need her and why we get really grumpy when people in the live chat say she should die.
Yeah.
At Billie Jean Girl 18 says, Felicity keeps everyone human. You can say that now, Katie, instead of backbone.
This episode.
Right. So, yeah, why don't we talk about, I want to talk about some of the smaller topics. Not that they're super small, but before we get to this.
He's like,
Are we
nope.
gonna knock out the flashbacks and call that a night?
Take that again.
And retry.
Rewind. Let's try this
It's
one more time.
contagious.
So, Detective Lance has now become the key to finding Dark-ish, but not really. He gives up the location in which he's been meeting Damien Dark, which now puts him in danger, which eventually will put him into quote-unquote hiding at the lair that everybody can find. I don't know how Oliver thinks that's going to be a safe situation, which leads me to believe that yes, indeed, he is in the grave. Amen.
But the other thing is, they played that card and it wound up not working. And then if you look at, wow, my brain is just Anarchy. Anarchy beat him to the lair. Anarchy made it to his house.
Yeah.
And Arrow essentially saved his family. So you have to wonder, has that bridge been burned? Because Arrow shows up at the, well, you know, Anarchy was there first. Maybe he was tracking Anarchy, and that's what led him to...
What?
I cannot finish
What
the
is
sentence.
going
She's
on?
saying that
Basically-
Translation, please, Tauri.
Lance can blame Arrow's presence at both the hideout and the house on the Arrow tracking Anarchy, because
Yes.
Anarchy
Okay,
found both of those
got
places
it.
first.
Got it.
I can word!
So
I have a degree in words and I can't do it tonight.
maybe buys Lance a little bit of time. It definitely
Possibly.
seems. I mean, it definitely seems like the window for him being useful as far as gathering intel is going to continue to get smaller and smaller, because the more he reveals to them and the more they take advantage of the knowledge he reveals, eventually Damien Dark's got to go, hey, you know, I keep telling you stuff, and then the Green Arrow keeps knowing the stuff that I tell you, so that's weird, right?
Right.
Right?
Can we
Totally
talk?
weird.
I feel like we need to sit down and meet with HR about this. Evil HR.
Evil
Is that our hashtag?
Evil
Evil
HR.
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 Well, let's. Ooh, there's juice on here. Okay, let's just.
Yeah, guys, there
Send it over here.
is juice on the table, which I think is a perfect metaphor for the condition of our panel this evening. Don't write the juice on me.
Oh, he's
man.
in the juice.
We're adults.
No, Encino Man. Okay.
We want to knock out the flashbacks
Anyways,
and call
yeah,
it good.
Okay,
No?
sure.
Okay.
Let's talk about. I was gonna talk about Anarchy since we brought up Anarchy.
Let's
Yeah.
do that then.
All right, let's talk about this crazy fool. So, there's some love making faces going on between the two gentlemen. I am not really sure what's going on in
Tauri,
this episode.
between the episode ending and us getting on mic tonight, Tauri was rocking a pretty mean Anarchy
And
impersonation.
by mean, he means legitimately mean and not like colloquially good.
So
Do it.
let's hear it.
Do it.
I mean,
No, do it.
I can't.
Collect
someone's gonna
yourself.
have to- Anarchy.
What?
yep, the spinoff has been officially greenlit, coming to the CW this fall.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Wow. So,
Okay.
this guy.
Yep.
What did he say? Something along the lines, because he's like, I'm never gonna hurt Thea because you are the one that released me when you burned my face.
A baptism by fire.
thank you.
burned out my weakness.
Thank
I don't
you.
know why I'm British now.
Yeah, so Lonnie Meacham is bonkers.
Just a little bit.
Hence the opening song.
Yeah. I do like his mask. I
don't.
No, it's terrifying, but it's terrifying in that the term.
It gets foggy.
Well, I believe that. Yeah, that's got to be.
It's
Well, he's got
weird.
the eyes open. That would be a really big
It's
problem.
a serial
Yeah.
killer mask. I go to a comedy troupe here called The Resistance. They occasionally do horror movies like that. And when someone's playing the killer, they have a plastic mask that they put over their face. And I'm like, no, it's the murder mask.
Well, and there's something
Yeah.
super. What is it? It's like the term is uncanny valley, right? Where it's like it looks like a human form, but it's just removed enough from a human form to become incredibly unsettling to
Yeah,
your
that's
brain.
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, that. I was having a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what though? But I feel like, okay, so he was having a lot of interactions with Thea, right? And just kept on trying to make it seem like they had so much in common. And I just wanted to slap him and tell him to shut up.
Yeah, well, he's like Thea's Cupid, essentially. Like, he has this obsession with her because he feels like he is in some way indebted to her, and like, I think that he wants them to form a team and have a good time.
Yeah.
Or he wants
Is
her...
that what you think? He wants them to be a team?
I actually think that he wants her to kill him, essentially unleashing her own anarchy, making him right. Kind of like a spoiler 7 kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 What's in the box?
And right, because he becomes Wrath. Got
Yes.
it. Right.
I will
Spoilers for
say-
7.
Yeah, it's like 20 years old at this point.
Yeah.
I will say that the burn makeup was just kind of like, okay. I was getting 2000 whatever Phantom of the Opera vibes from that.
Where it looked like he had a bad sunburn.
It's a 3rd degree sunburn. He's
Yeah.
disfigured.
But like maybe Lonnie's just he's real insecure, clearly, you know. I think it's less what everybody else thinks of the burns and what Lonnie thinks of the burns.
It was
Yeah.
better than Phantom, but it was just so conveniently placed
Round
over
the
some of
eyes,
it that's
just
just,
on one
like,
side.
did we make a little raccoon mask out of oil and set that on fire? Is that what happened here?
No, he was burned by a CW makeup artist.
Oh, good explanation.
Yeah, that is my in-world justification for that.
So, wait, really quick though, because there was a conflict within the team, right? Because they have this guy trapped and locked down, trying to get answers from him, like, where's Dark, this, that, and the third. And then Laurel goes and just releases him to the police. And then you have Oliver who comes along right after him and is like, hey, I am just going to let you free. Go kill Dark.
So
When does he take orders from you?
So terrible plan. And then when they lose the tracker later in the episode and they go, what do we do now? And he goes, that was the whole plan.
Right? When they said the tracker went dark, I was watching him, and it's beautiful acting from Stephen Amell. He just kind of goes, oh. Just touches the sides of his head and stops. It's like, yep, and that is all you need.
I done goofed.
It's like, oh, shoot. It's just, you never take a chaotic, evil person and then just release them. Because they're not going to act the way you expect. They're chaotic.
Nope.
Now, this might come off as a question that seems like I should know better, so sorry guys, before you hate me and send me awful tweets, but...
You'd better not.
You're going to be the live chat's new Felicity.
I know. But
You mean
okay,
she's going to be a completely underappreciated badass?
Oh, hell.
Yes. Anyway.
So, okay.
You're saying.
So, I'm just going to call him Anarchy, because that's just... I'm going to call him that.
That's who he is.
Yeah, and his last name is way too much for me. It's a mouthful. Anyways, so Anarchy's going after Dark now, right?
Yeah.
What is his motivation to go directly after, like...
We
Did I
had
miss
this
that,
episode.
or I forgot since
It
the
was
hiatus.
earlier in the season. It was early in the
Okay.
season. It's been a while. From what I can remember, he wanted to come work for Dark, and it didn't work out
Right,
super well,
okay,
so Dark
okay.
scorned him.
Got it.
And then Thea pushed his face into burning oil. Hence the whole Damien Dark is responsible for my face, indirectly, but nonetheless.
But yet he doesn't want to hurt Thea because she released him. How does that make sense?
He's nuts!
He's cuckoo.
Clearly.
Yeah, he's just bananas.
He just, at this point, there is no train of logic. It's just this person angry at them, bad. This person attracted, they burned me, great, let's do this.
That's actually a pretty thorough breakdown of that train of thought. Yeah, that's
There
pretty
is
much
no
it.
train of thought. It's a junkyard of thought. There's no
junkyard
rhyme or
of thought.
reason. It's just shit piled everywhere.
Sort of. Thea burned his face, but Dark burned his pride.
Now, what did you guys think about...
You just love that, didn't you?
Yeah, a little
Anyway.
So, like I was saying, in this show, what do you guys think about... Okay, Damien Dark's wife, whose name I have not caught, and maybe I should know.
I don't know if they named her.
Okay,
No.
wifey thing.
Wifey thing.
Wifey thing. Corn wife.
Corn wife.
wife.
Okay, so Corn wife was upset. This crazy hoe. Okay, so the Green Arrow indirectly saved you, and then she's mad.
That's not indirectly. He
Yeah,
straight
pretty
up
much.
saved
Well,
them.
he helped save, but I'm
The
saying
team.
indirectly because he was not the one that untied her. But okay,
And he
whatever.
also
Details.
did unleash anarchy in the first place, so that was a thing as well.
She don't know that. Just saying how she had the conversation with Dark in the limo, saying basically like, "Boo, you should have killed him while you had a chance." And then Boo, Master Boo, is like, "Hey, if it wasn't for him, you'd be alive. I'm gonna at least give him a few, weeks with his loved ones too." But I didn't realize that Wifey knew about the quote unquote Genesis.
Well, no one did. No one
Okay, I
realized
wanted
that
to
we
make
knew
sure
that. That's the end of the episode plot twist. Also, I'm imagining Damien Dark as one of the ghosts from Mario now.
Master Boo. Oh. That's amazing. I'm still stuck on because you said something earlier in the show, Alikona, about Lance being the key to getting to Dark-ish, and since then I've been stuck on, now that we know his family, the idea in a world of infinite spin-offs, a domestic sitcom called Dark-ish about Damien Dark and his wife and their child. Somebody get CW on the line. I'm going to make all of us a lot of money.
I feel like that's like a Saturday Night Live sketch.
That would
That's
be
what we're looking at.
amazing.
Or like when Cartoon Network used to do the League of Evil
Yes.
sketches. Yeah, that I feel like that's what that is. Possibly Robot Chicken.
Yes, I can see
Robot
that.
Chicken would do that.
What were we talking about? Right.
We were talking about
Dark-ish.
Corn Wife
Yeah.
Right, Lady Corn Cob.
and Master Boo.
Yeah, so I do think it was super, super interesting, their dynamic, what little bits of Oh, peekaboo? Is that?
No, it's the ghost.
Oh, because the
From
ghost in
Mario.
Mario, when you look at them, they hide, and then when you got it. It took me a second. It's a weird night.
Our podcasters
Bless
are
you.
very confused right now.
But I did think it was fascinating because this is, we met them in the mid-season finale and we didn't see them. There was no interaction. But watching Damien Darhk talk to his wife as if the two of them
Unequal.
are in, as far as authority within their organization was fascinating because I don't know what that means.
Well, here's the thing. No, now that you mentioned the first time we saw the family, and it was during Christmas time, they were by the tree, it was cozy, there was probably a fireplace, and they were doing a big group hug. And I thought, ooh, they have no idea what Dad does at
We
night.
all thought that.
Yeah.
So it's honestly
And to
it's
that
slightly
end-
disappointing that they do know.
We have Boo in chat saying, I feel bad for Damien's daughter for having two evil parents unless she's just as evil as them. I want a tiny child mastermind.
That would be
It's
great.
not
be
going to happen in this
creepy.
show, but I want it.
It's actually the kid that's running Hive. Yeah.
Probably. Speaking of Hive,
That would
I'm just gonna do a quick and we're gonna talk a little bit about Andy Diggle because
Yeah.
yeah.
Because.
So okay. So I liked, first of all, I know we're going back to the beginning of the episode, but I really liked that he got the smack beat down. He deserved that. When Diggle walked in there, because, obviously Diggle is his brother, and for, you have a certain fine line, but then once Felicity got messed with, the line was gone, and it was about time.
I feel like the entire first half of this episode was a very tightly knit bad decision conga line.
As is the norm.
Yeah, but usually Diggle's not part of that, or he's not an egregious part of that. But going after Andy that way, there's a lot of desperation.
Frustration!
And
frustration!
But it's still a bad decision, and it's still not Diggle. And
He's
I
allowed
think
to
they,
step out of bounds every once in a while.
not really.
I would agree.
He's-
I would agree that it's very much out of character for him, but also we don't see him in a situation all that often where he's letting his emotional state guide the decisions that he makes. We see that almost nonstop from every other character on this show, but he usually manages to maintain a bit of emotional distance in a way that everybody else does not. Now, with the reintroduction of his brother, he's starting to, little bits and pieces, like beating his brother to a bloody pulp, he's starting to fall victim to that in the same way that a lot of other characters do. So I definitely think it's certainly not something we're used to seeing from him, but it does make a certain amount of sense.
Yeah. I mean, piggybacking off of that, I mean, Diggle's always been a third party. It's always been the Queens and the Lances and their whole family squabbles. But, we saw that when Lila and his daughter were brought into the fold, he got very upset, and it took him to another level. He was willing to... He probably would have killed Oliver over that. So, I think that... now that he also has another party or another horse in this race, we're gonna see another side of him. Yes.
I was just going to say that, though Andy did reveal it's not the first time Diggle has done that to him. And the reason being is because Andy was obviously acting out of line when he was younger. And I thought it was very interesting that he brought up the fact that, you've always been embarrassed of me, because he was clearly, obviously, a problem child. He was getting himself into mischief, which is why he enlisted into the military to follow after his brother's footsteps. What?
Yep. Bootsteps.
Nope.
Boot steps.
Yeah.
Take it again.
You wear boots in the army.
Anyhow.
Yeah, I love that dealing drugs is mischief to you.
Mischief.
And Diggle forced him to enlist.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he's saying, that's why he said, I am not you. When I'm saying
Yeah.
following in his footsteps, I just mean you're trying to get me to be you, and I'm not you, and you're ashamed of all my quote-unquote mistakes or what have you. And so, I don't know, I just thought it was really great conversation for Diggle to say, no, I'm looking out for you. And I think that's the case for most, when you have a family member that's getting into trouble, it's never, I want you to be like me, I just don't want you to be doing this, because you are better than this.
Right.
Yeah.
Mischief.
Mischief. But I mean, at the end of the day, too, then you have brother, which I was like, you butthole. When he said, "You're ashamed, we're even." Go away.
Just twist the knife a little bit.
Well, before the season is over, he's gonna get out and potentially return to Dark, and there's gonna be problems.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
But they played cards.
He's Chekhov's little brother.
They played cards.
Sitting on the mantle, waiting for it to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a very crowded mantelpiece.
There
Chekhov's mantle has so much stuff on it right now for this show.
Oh, you know what I did not bring up? Because we were talking about the island, backtracking a little bit. This is a small, tiny detail that's just me being me and nitpicky, but... So, when Oliver's... Wait, did we talk about the island?
Not really.
Not yet.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Okay, so we're going to talk about the island right now.
Yeah.
So, okay, Oliver's magical tattoo starts lighting up. And...
when he's getting whipped.
Yes.
And he also has a shark bite. So he is physically not in a good way.
No, not in a good way. Mm-mm.
Not in a good way.
Yeah.
Dying slowly,
yeah.
but not in a good way.
Side note, too, the fact that also Conklin gets told, I don't need you to be alive. Because Conklin is always, like, running his mouth, and I just want to...
Just, there is no part of my plan that requires you to be alive.
Exactly, so go away. Why didn't you kill him sooner? Anyhow. But... After Oliver does his little agreements, and both him and I hear them say her name, but I cannot ever catch it.
Tiana?
There you go.
Tyann?
Oh, I thought it was Diana.
I think it's Tiana with a T.
Tiana?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, Tiana and him are in prison, and he falls to the ground, and she's like, oh, you know, you're bleeding really bad. Let me just get this bucket with this rag that's already in here conveniently, and I'm going to clean your wound. And
I'm glad I'm not the only one who saw that and went, that is super convenient.
I sure hope that rag is clean.
Yeah.
Nothing in there is clean.
The latrine bucket.
Anyways, I just thought it was really convenient that just happened to be sitting there so she could so easily just start taking care of him.
Right. I mean, they knew that they needed to keep Oliver alive, so they could have placed it in the cell in preparation for him going in
When
there.
did they have time to prepare? They went from above ground to below.
Yeah, but
But
right.
really, if
Take
you
10
have the
steps
cell...
ahead, go get a rag, have it
Yeah,
ready.
like all you really got to do
You
as
just
you're dragging him
radio
down.
whoever's in charge, whoever's sitting there on prison duty, watching Netflix on their whatever and looking at the prisoners. Go, hey, we need a bucket and a rag for the empty cell. We're bringing a couple people in. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Intern pauses making a murderer and goes down. Actually, this was several years ago. What was hot on Netflix several years ago?
The first season of Orange is the New Black.
There you go. Pauses Orange is the New Black. It's like, and it goes and...
But it's a good moment.
Okay.
Now I have to wait for you to come down and take care of it. And
What is
Oh,
that?
Yeah.
What
okay,
do
just
we
a
have?
misspell here. Okay. RC Fury... I just wondering
What?
I think it's supposed to be
How?
how he goes to the bathroom at this point.
Who?
I do not want to know or envision that,
Wait.
so we're gonna just keep it moving.
Who goes to the bathroom? All of them?
Oliver, like while he's in the cell
Diggle's
with
brother
his new
Andy,
girlfriend.
maybe,
Oh.
or are we talking about Oliver? Oliver hasn't been there
either
long
of
enough to
them.
have
It's
to
just
go to the
one of
bathroom.
those things that you skirt over in fiction because the details
No
are
one wants
ugly
to
and
know.
it takes away from what you're here for.
But at Billie Jean Girl says, do you think Andy was gonna throw those cards at Diggle, killing him with them? Eh?
He's not Gambit.
Or
Yeah.
who was the
Double Down?
Double Down.
Double
yes.
Down, yeah. He was
Yeah.
a straight up metahuman, so very
Yeah.
different.
You know what though? She also says, what is his end game? Like honestly, where is his character going? And is he gonna stay in the cell forever? No.
I have I feel like he's a spy. Like I feel like he's down there, just kind of like getting as much information as he can, and then eventually when he comes back to Dark, he's gonna be like, this is where their hideout is, this is what they be talking about, here are all their weaknesses.
But he's also...
Why is he gotta be ghetto?
But he's also...
not
This
ghetto.
is where we be.
He's also in a really big room. Like, what's he
Very
gonna...
eloquent. My Andy was very eloquent. He just had a little bit of like
Slip up?
side mouth.
Okay.
Side mouth.
A little bit of this, because this is how he talks. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, unless... I mean, he would have to get out and then do all of his recon as he's escaping very quickly. Because really, if he got out now, unless he took the time to, like, you know, check the entire space out before escaping, he really doesn't have anything to tell Dark other than they have a cage in a really big empty room and my brother's really, really mad at me.
But if he gets out, hit the surface, know where you are,
Yeah.
tell Dark that.
Right.
They have a headquarters, it's here.
or at least a box in a big
They should
room.
move their headquarters every couple weeks, once a month,
expensive.
something.
Yeah, I feel like that gets so pricey.
Kind of hard to do.
Doesn't Felicity own a company? We'll figure it out.
Yes, and the headquarters are in the basement of said company.
Good point. Oh, okay,
All
you
right,
guys
guys,
got it.
helicarriers.
Yes.
All right.
Bless.
Tiny detail that happened in the story is that Thea broke up with her boo thing only to get back together with him. But I did like the moment where he had told her that he had really liked her because of her strength, that she'd been through so much and that no one should go through all that, first of all, but the fact that she's still standing there and she's still strong and that he really, really was attracted to her because of that. And I thought, oh, I like this guy. You're not Roy, but I like him.
Well, we had some good character moments with Thea, and also her finally admitting to someone, in this case Laurel, that, yeah, no, Dark magicked me, and it went really well for me. Which is weird.
I liked it.
Oh dear.
Now, but now have we determined if it's a permanent solution to her bloodlust, or is it slowly returned? Because she had the moment with the arrow, literal arrow, that she had put up to Anarchy's neck at one point because he was antagonizing her, and I don't think that has anything necessarily to do with her control. When somebody is antagonizing you, eventually you do, whether you have a bloodlust or not, get to a point where you're like, mofo.
I think that just had
a
that had a lot more to do with her just being real pissed and wanting him to stop talking.
I'd say 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah.
I think that bloodlust is going to be a continual thing. I don't think it's ever going to go away.
I feel like it's not for some reason, and I feel like for 2.2 seconds when they talked about facing him again, and Thea, I almost feel like she was slightly afraid that maybe she wouldn't be able to take Anarchy because he is so strong, and the only thing that got her through the first fight with him was her bloodlust. And she was able to take him down because at that point, I think during that episode, Oliver had already been taken down a little bit by Anarchy.
Right.
So for me, I feel like even though she doesn't like her bloodlust, it's quite an advantage when you are fighting somebody who is stronger than you.
Right. Can
I
I
will say
side
that-
note for
Go for it.
Good.
I just want to say that chat wants us to talk about Merlin, and all I have to say about that is he wasn't there! You know what I'm
he
saying?
wasn't there this week.
I was saying, I just wanted to take a second to acknowledge that segmented staffs are amazing. And
Yes!
That was super cool.
Yes! I want him to fight with that all the time. I just want him to show up in episodes and be like, here's my staff! Boop, 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 boop! Anarchy! And then walk away.
Just drop a mic and leave.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop.
They're just, it was
Oh, that's
cool.
right, you do martial arts.
Yes. But even if I didn't, segmented staff's still cool.
Oh, yeah.
Boop, boop,
right.
boop, anarchy.
Done.
He manages to paint some absolutely perfect logos. They're not smeared, and he's painting with blood. I mean,
His foster
seriously.
parents' blood. What is wrong with you?
He's crazy.
Yeah, he's just bananas.
Yeah.
So sad.
B-A-N-A-N-A-N-A's. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Gwen, let's talk about the flash forward really quick because we had two, one at the beginning of the episode, one at the end of the episode. Obviously, we keep going back to the grave scene, and they're trying to tease us to try to figure out who the heck is in there. Obviously not Felicity.
Yeah, she's alive.
I'm a little tired of this, to be completely honest.
Yes.
We're at the point where, okay, someone's dead. We know someone's dead. It's gonna be season finale territory because it's 4 months down the line. Like, we understand. The more you rub my face in it, the less I care.
I
Boop,
still
boop, boop,
care.
anarchy. That's all I got.
He's in the grave. They're all standing there. Man, he was a great villain.
He looked so cool, and he had that segmented staff. I'm gonna miss him.
I'm gonna miss him. He made our lives interesting.
Anyway.
Well,
now we've ruined it.
Yeah. What I wanted to
regrets.
say is a slight prediction.
Do we want to hit news and gossip first, or do we want to?
Sure. I mean, is there anything else? Hey, ABTV hosts at home, anything else that we're obviously all over the place a little bit tonight, so I apologize. But if there's anything else you want us to bring up before we go into news and gossip, now is your opportunity if you are watching live to
Chat's on a delay.
Oh,
So we'll have their topics by the time we're done with news and gossip.
Okay.
There's like a minute
sorry,
delay.
Guys. Oh, ow.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So explosions are
Are we gonna be okay? Are we all right?
Lord, baby Jesus. All right, so I'm handing it over to Katie for news and gossip
Hi,
tonight.
buddies. We did get an interview with Guggenheim, and he has confirmed 2 things, and by God, I can only remember one of them right now. That is not good. The one thing that I remember off the top of my head is that he has confirmed that the characters that we have sent over to Legends of Tomorrow are not coming back anytime soon.
No.
They're in that show for a reason, and they are pretty much going to stay there.
But
And
we are,
here's the
I
other
believe we are going to be seeing future Oliver and future Barry on Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
And he's gonna have
We're
the goatee.
also going to get Jonah Hex.
Yes, which is
Which they
super
have
exciting.
confirmed.
That's amazing.
The
Yeah.
other bit, which thank God for email, we're not getting another Constantine cameo.
Bummer.
Constantine was evidently lent to the series with the understanding that it would be a one and done sort of thing. So it is very extremely low odds of that ever happening again.
So start writing letters, everybody.
That's true.
Just don't send them coffee or anything. That don't.
Yeah, don't be creepy. Be real pleasant and courteous about it, but start sending those letters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. And tweet them and all that fun stuff. Just
Letters.
be respectful and polite.
What year am I in?
And what? I don't know.
I don't know.
So anyway,
And we do have our lovely iTunes reviews.
wait.
No, you have more?
Yeah.
I didn't realize
What?
there was more.
Oh, this is not
apologize.
news. It is news. Lex gives good Christmas presents.
Oh.
Yay!
So anyways, you
Funko
guys, I got
Pop.
my very first guy. And
very first
my,
guy.
My first man in a box.
First Funko Pop.
Yeah. Anyway,
Unboxing
I've been
right here
afraid.
on
This is the
AfterBuzz
first time, you guys, I've taken him out of the box because I'm afraid. I don't know. I feel like he's worth more in the box. Is that weird?
Not anymore. He's not.
I touched him. Anyways, isn't he cute? He's so
Is
cute.
that Dorbs?
Dorbs.
Anyways, I just wanted to share him with you guys because I thought he was really cool.
I don't know if you're playing with it right.
That sounds wrong on so many
There is no
levels.
wrong way to play with Oliver Queen.
Well.
True
no.
story.
So,
and on.
thank you to everyone who has been leaving reviews on our iTunes. You are lovely human beings and we adore you. If you would like to have your review read on the show, if you want to let us know how we're doing, rate us 5 stars because we know you love us, right? Right? And this is a really good way to let our producers know that, hey, we really like this after show. We want to hear more of it. Your iTunes reviews and ratings are what pretty much keep us on the board. So I'm going to read the most recent 3 because we've just been on hiatus. Long Live Arrow from Prodigal358. Love you guys so much. Cannot wait for your take on each episode. I hope this review gets posted before this theory goes crazy popular. But what if Donna is in the grave? Bom, bom, bom. They wrote that. The music and everything.
Oh, yes.
Okay, very nice.
We have Very Good by Sir_SH, very entertaining. And we have Delightful After Show by The Asian Crustacean. I love the panel and I love the discussions. I even love the tangents that they sometimes go on. Good, because I think the week after this was posted, we hit Magic Nazi Corn.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
podcast makes work so much more enjoyable. Well, thank you.
Nice.
So thank you guys for leaving your reviews. We're going to read more of them when we have more of them. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, you guys are great. Thank you.
Yay.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Let's go into predictions.
Yes.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Someone gonna die.
Yeah, thank. Well, here was my thought though. Okay, because I still, I know Lance is the obvious because we are pointing so many arrows in that direction. But yeah, Donna. It could potentially be Donna just because we saw Felicity get really upset. But then for 2.2 seconds, I thought maybe Laurel. And then I realized, no, we probably can't get rid of her. But seeing Felicity as upset as she was, it has to be somebody that she's clearly very attached to, not just, oh, she's cool.
Which could be her mother or Lance. I don't know if we're gonna put one of the main team in the ground because
Diggle?
it's the same reason that I was thinking they weren't going to kill Felicity. They don't have someone set up to take their place at the moment. And again, when they were taking Roy off the show, they made it very, very clear that Theo was going to step in. So they don't really have a character primed for that. So I'll be interested to see where it goes. But for now, I'm just kind of like, could be anyone, probably Lance.
What I'm really keeping my fingers crossed for is it's a very special live season finale of Arrow, and at the end of this hour, one of these people will die.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's all I want.
Thank you, Metaton.
Somebody really,
Nope, take it again.
yeah. Somebody asked really quickly, by the promo, do you think that Felicity is really gonna quit the team?
No, it's
No.
going to be a
No.
one-episode thing. Drama.
The real question.
This is a CW show.
The real question is, who would have to die to make Felicity homicidal? AKA, that mofo's gonna die.
There's a list. Someone in the chat, Christopher Gutierrez, thinks it might be Roy.
That would be interesting. Bring him back.
We're just gonna
One
bring him
episode
back
and
then
kill him.
murder him. Welcome back. Goodbye. Like, well, that feels like a cop-out at that point then, because he's been off the show, almost out of sight, out of mind.
He's supposed
We
to
haven't
come for
mentioned him in
one
a long-
episode.
Yes.
One. And then I think he'll be on a few of Legends of Tomorrow as well.
But I don't think they're going to bring him in and then kill him off. Like, that's a really, really cheap way to get out of all of this setup, and I can't see them doing that.
Unless his like showing up is Dark dragging his like dead body into a room and being like, no matter where your loved ones go, I can always find them. I think that would be hardcore.
Like, did you even need to get Colton Haynes back for this?
In the chat, Ghost8386 says, Vixen. We're getting season 2 of Vixen, and they're bringing her into the live action shows.
Yes, that is super, super, super cool.
Yeah.
I hope it's not Vixen.
That would
No,
suck.
they're not gonna. Again,
No, we don't
they're
have
not
much-
going to just bring someone in and then kill them
Wouldn't
off.
that be horrible?
Like, well,
Oh,
for
man.
one, she's got her own show. It's like they're not going to bring Barry into an Arrow episode and then murder him because he's the main character of The Flash.
That said, and of course, I don't want to see that happen, but that would be such a ballsy move that I would like, all right, I'm impressed.
It would mess up Flash viewers so badly. Suddenly someone else is doing the intro next week and they're like, what happened?
Well, they
Everyone
did.
else is
They
like,
just introduced
Did you
Wally.
Not see
I was gonna
Arrow?
say.
Oh my god.
My name is Wally West. I met this dude twice. He's dead now, so now I'm the Flash.
I used to race fast cars. Now I'm fast myself. No.
Wow.
Call us, CW. We're all going to be rich.
No, I feel like this is a terrible idea.
Do you guys have any predictions about the island, perhaps?
No. I mean, he's crazy. He needs maps. He is looking for something. He has Oliver.
The tattoo.
Yeah, the tattoo activated when Oliver was physically damaged, and I get the
It's
feeling
the
that
ball. The crystal ball
Yeah.
that was
You think
next to
that's
him
it?
that lit it
Okay.
up.
again, there is so little actual content on the island. I feel like we've gotten maybe an hour's worth of footage, and that's just like okay.
Where's
we
that
don't-
shark at?
So let me ask you this.
shark.
Where's that shark
Where's
at?
the shark?
I got no shark closure.
Well, you know, his agent got in contact with the asylum, and it looks like he's going to be the lead for Sharknado 4.
Oh, good for him. I'm really
know,
glad that he's
right?
going to be working. That's
He's
great.
moving up in the world.
Anyway,
What's up, boo?
Hey, boo.
How you doing?
Good, how you doing? Can I get some? That's just.
Did
all
we
I
just
want.
get how you booing?
I don't know how
booing?
you doing. Anyways, okay. Well, you know what? Because we are just getting a little bit off track. Any predictions?
Only just getting a little bit off track.
Master Boo thing, Lady Corncob. Like, do we have any predictions for what's going on with the Genesis?
I will say that I really
want.
want the legend of Master Boo and Lady Corncob.
oh God, yeah.
This is like the best worst children's book ever.
This train has
And I
crashed
don't have
into the
any
ravine.
predictions for that until we get a little more context, a few more clues. Like we've got it's the same with the island. We've got some pieces, but we've got a corner of the puzzle and maybe a dozen pieces worth of sky. We don't know what the picture is yet.
Metaphor.
I mean, right now it feels like Genesis is part 2 of, I forget what they called it in the first season with the earthquake machine. It feels like part 2 of that. So until we have more information, as far as I'm concerned, he's building another earthquake machine, and then it's gonna have a bigger flaw, and then Han Solo's gonna fly through it and destroy it.
I didn't hear anything you just said. I'm so sorry.
I wasn't
We
listening.
should probably move on
Yeah.
because I'm about
All
to
right.
spoil some things that are
Yeah.
not.
All right, let's see. Last comment I will read is that they should let fans decide who dies, like Jason Todd.
No.
No, you never,
no,
you really,
no, no,
honestly,
no.
you never really want to listen to the fans that much because sometimes we don't actually know what's good for us.
Yep.
And the other thing is, TV shows are made so far in advance.
Yeah, that character's almost certainly dead already.
If they wanted to figure out, oh, who's gonna die, they'd be holding the poll during the season premiere.
Yeah.
and going from there and working their butts off to figure out, oh, well, they all want this person to die. How are we going to do it? How are we going to execute it? How are we going to build up to it?
Right.
That's not something where you can just, we'll figure it out in a couple weeks. It'll be fine. It takes a lot of time, you guys.
Yeah.
I think
we've covered just about everything prediction-wise. We just went a little bit cuckoo. So
Bananas.
thank
Boop, boop, boop,
you
anarchy.
to all our AfterBuzz Boo things at home. Thank you so much for tuning in and for putting up with all of our craziness as we come back from our hiatus. We can't wait to talk to you again next week, so please be sure to join us. Until then, I am Alikona Bradford. You can find me at Boys and Beauty 01. Look for my YouTube channel, Boys and Beauty with Alikona, and please subscribe to support my bathtub show. Done. Next.
I am Lex Michael, all over social media at the Lex Michael, and I am now, among others, on the Legends of Tomorrow panel. That show starts tomorrow. We are going live at 9 p.m. Pacific. Please join us. DC TV is giving us another wonderful gift every single week.
And I'm Tauri J. Miller. You can find me on Twitter at Tauri J. It's TauriJay.
I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at KiaXet, KIAXET. I'm also on Snapchat at Kia Prime. So many of my shows are coming back, you guys. Ruby's back in full swing. Star Wars Rebels just started up again tonight. That's every week on Wednesdays. Muppets is coming back starting in February. And if you make it to PAX South at the end of the month, I will be there competing in the Omegathon. Come by and say hi.
Yay! All right, guys. We will see you next week. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. Boop, boop, boop.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.